In this exercise, we'll be creating a simple shoot 'em up game using the vertical format on the iPhone. I've got a finished version right here, and let me just hit preview and demonstrate some of the features of this game. It's very basic. The little green character at the bottom can move to the left and to the right, and you can hear some sound feedback. Basically, those white blocks are enemies. And you can see at the top that I have a score and a health status. Let me just pause this for a second and explain how these work. The score is when I hit the target with the bullets, which I haven't done yet. And the health goes down by 1 every time an enemy hits my player. My player can only go left and right, and if I hit spacebar, it will shoot little red bullets up, and when they hit the enemy, my score increases by 1. The logic behind the health is not only does it go down by 1 when it's hit by an enemy, but every time I kill 2 enemies, I can actually increase my health by 1. And that's just sort of a variable as the game maker that I decided to do. So let me reset this, and I'll actually put it into play. Spacebar. You can hear there's a sound associated with that when it hits, and you can see my health and my score being affected. If I let myself get hit, you'll see that my health score does go down every time I get hit. So if I want to increase my health as well as my score goes up every time I hit one of the enemies, and every 2 I get a bump in a health mark. So my health goes up every time I hit 2, and my score goes up every time I hit 1. Of course, I can lose health, but I can't lose score. Now, so far in this game, there is no consequence for getting down to 0, but obviously, if I was to follow this through, I would probably say game over or try again or something like that once I reached 0. So let's go in now and take a quick look at how this was built, and then we will build one from scratch. I've got 7 actors here. My hero, which plays a huge role in this game, the bullets, the enemies, an invisible wall at the top called bullet wall, which basically absorbs the bullets. As they rise up and collide with this wall, they are destroyed so that they're not flying through and coming through the bottom again. My health display, my score display, and just the little blue graphic background for the scoreboard. So those are all of my actors that I need, and you can see them placed here on the stage accordingly. Okay, so I'm going to keep this file open actually as a reference, but I will start a new file as well right on top of it. So let's just go File, New. And we'll just name this, save as, we'll name this as Shoot 'em Up. I'll just say 2 because I've created one already. And we'll just expand this out to fill our screen here. Okay, I'll actually give it a project name as well. I'll call it Shoot 'em Up again. And we are using, let me change this actually to the iPhone Portrait. And I will click Resolution Independence. Now if we go to our scenes and double click on the first scene, you can see there's our vertical iPhone format. Let me go back to the reference file. And again, I'm going to go into the hero actor and just show you the basics of the hero. We've got a lot of behaviors here, which I've named. 1 to move right, 1 to move left, 1 to spawn the bullets, which shoots the bullets, 1 to record the health score, 1 to regenerate enemies, because I actually put 3 enemies on the stage. And when they're all gone, I'd like to regenerate another set. So that's what this does. And here's 1 for increasing my health. Okay, so let's go back to our new file. And we'll start by creating our actors. I'll triple click to name them. Call this one Hero. We'll call this one Bullets. We'll call this one, oh, let me triple click that there. We'll call this one bullet wall. I'll actually leave a space in there, which is okay. The next one is the enemy. And then after that, something to record our score, so I'll call it display score. And then another one to display our health. Triple clicking, display health. Just spell that correctly for posterity. There we go, hit my enter key. And the last one is just a graphic element that I'm going to use to put behind as my scoreboard. So we'll just call it scoreboard. And I will definitely save my file. So let's go in and attribute some features to these. I'll start with hero. I'll double click on it. I'm going to change the size down to 50 by 50. And we'll give it a green color. Okay. And the bullets, I want them to be red. So I'll double click on there. I'll change that color to red. I'm also going to change the size of the bullets to a very small 10 by 10. And I determined these numbers by trying this out a couple of times already. So it is trial and error at the beginning. But I can cut to the chase because I've tried this. The bullet wall is going to be an invisible wall placed at the top here to basically absorb and destroy the bullets as they raise up and outside of the screen. So we'll leave that for now. The enemy, I'll double click it. I can leave it white, but I do want to change the size to 50 by 50 pixels. So I'm doing a little bit of grunt work at the front end here. And we'll leave these for now. I'll affect the scoreboard color though. We'll just give it a sort of a darkish blue. Maybe like that. I may adjust it later, which I can always do. But for now, those are some of the basic colors and sizes for our actors. I'll definitely save my file. So we're going to work with all of our actors and attached behaviors right inside of the actors. Okay, so I'm going to add a move command based on the condition. If I hit my left arrow or my right arrow, it will move accordingly. So let's start by creating a rule. Actor receives event. It's a key event. And it'll be clicking on the right key. So I'll choose right key down. Based on the right key being clicked, we'll drag the move command in here. And 0 moves to the right by default. And I'll just slow the speed down a bit to 200. And I'll just quickly try that. Preview, right arrow key moves it, but I can't move left yet. So because this is similar, I will highlight it. My option key down, Alt on the PC. I'll change the keyboard command to the left. And we'll just change the distance, or rather the direction, sorry, to 180 degrees. Just type that in, and as you can see by the little dial here, it moves to the right now. We'll keep the speed the same and we'll try that. So left key, right key. So far, so good. Let's go back here and we'll just save that. Now I'm going to create a rule that will shoot bullets. And before that, let me actually name these rules. I'll call this move right, and I'll collapse it. And I'll call this move left. Hit my enter key and collapse that as well. Okay, now it's time to create a rule to spawn those little red bullets that come flying out of the top. It will be based on hitting the space bar. So let's create a new rule here. And the actor receives the event key. And we'll just choose the space bar. So when space bar is pressed down, we want it to spawn new actor and repeatedly fire bullets. So I'm going to base that on using a timer. So let me go down to my behaviors, find timer, and we'll drag that in there. And we can have something happen based on time. So in this case, I almost want to have a machine gun effect. So I'm going to say every 10th of a second. So I'm going to go dot 1, 0.1 of a second. So every 10th of a second, we're going to spawn a new actor. So I'll drag the spawn behavior into that area below here. Spawn actor. And the actor is called bullets. And I have predetermined a position. It's relative to the registration point within the actor. And on the vertical, I just put it 40 pixels above the center point basically and hit my tab key to enter that. Okay, so let's give that a try and see what happens. I know it's not going to be perfect yet, but let's just take a look at this through the preview. And if I'm moving back and forth and I start hitting my space bar, you can see it's generating them, but they're not going upwards yet. So let's go back and address that situation. I actually need to put that behavior right inside of the bullet, or in this case it's preferable. So let's go back here, we'll double click on our bullet, and I'll add the behavior move. And we want it to move upwards, which I happen to know is 90 degrees, so I'll type that in the direction, and I'll leave the speed at 300 relative to actor. So let's give that a try. We'll actually go back here, and we'll hit our preview, back and forth, and there you go. You got a flurry of bullets flying out every 10th of a second, and as you can see, as I move, they do go, and if I let go, it does stop the release. So it is kind of like holding your finger down on an automatic weapon, and as you can see, there go the bullets. So we're good to go on our player, and we're good to go on the bullets. Now we need to create some interaction. Well, actually, you know what I need to do before that even? I don't want the bullets to be infinitely going off the stage. I'm going to create an invisible barrier here to absorb them. So let's deal with that at this time. This is what the bullet wall is for. So I will drag that to the top and reshape it. I'm also going to ultimately make it invisible. I'll just drag it, say, to about there. Let me double click that. I'll go into my graphics and I'll turn off the visible checkbox to invisible. And it's there, but I need to click to find it. Now what I want to happen with this is that when the bullets collide with this, the bullets are destroyed. So let's go back to bullets. Double click it. We'll add a new rule. Actor receives event when overlaps or collides with actor type bullet wall, and we just want to destroy it. We want it to self-destruct. So there's a command called destroy. Destroy this actor. So when the bullets hit this wall, they're out of the picture, they're out of the game. So let's just go back here and try that. You can see where the wall is. I can actually exaggerate it and pull it down a bit, so you should see them disappearing when they hit that line. And there we go. So I will make an adjustment on position, but that does prove that it's working. Okay, we'll just move that wall up a bit more. We are going to be overlapping this with the scoreboard as well at some point, but now we have bullets that fly, and we have a means to destroying them as they hit the other end of the screen. This is a good time now to introduce the enemies, which will be dropping down from the top, and we need to shoot them down with our bullets. So we're going to need to create the enemy actor falling, and also an effect that detects the collision and destroys them upon contact. So let's start by dragging an enemy up here. I'm just going to randomly put one up here. I'll double click it, and we're just going to add a move behavior. So move, and direction will be downward, so I believe that's at 270 degrees. And we'll keep the speed at 300, I guess. Let's just give that a try and see. Preview. Okay, so that would be an enemy. Now you see how it dropped and then it disappeared, and that was the end of it. I want it to be persistent, so that when it leaves the bottom, it comes back up and reintroduces itself until it gets destroyed. So we use the wrap feature. So let's go back here, and I'll go back again, and under attributes for the game tab attributes, or rather scene, sorry. Under the scene tab, attributes, you've got X and Y. Y is up and down. Let's turn on the wrap for that. So again, what that means is anything entering, or rather exiting one end up to top to bottom, will be reintroduced at the other end. So if I hit preview now, you should see it coming back in. Okay, so what I want to do as part of the game is I'm just going to stagger 3 of these, one sort of towards the left. I'll hit my option key, one a little farther up, and then option drag, and one down here. So they're all going to drop, as you'll see here, and the idea is to shoot them down and also to avoid them, because ultimately this game will have an impact. If you get hit, you will lose your health points, but we haven't reached that yet. So let me just go back here, and let's make it so that when we hit them with the bullets, they will be destroyed. Let me just preview that again and just show you. I can move around and I can shoot bullets, but nothing is really being affected by the bullets hitting the enemy at this point. So let's make sure that they do get killed when they get hit. So we'll go into enemy, and we'll make a condition, create rule. When enemy overlaps or collides with actor type bullets, we'll destroy it. So let's go up here and find destroy and drag that here, and we'll give that a try. Boom, boom. And you can see here that they do get destroyed. I'm going to add another feature in here, which is to add some sound to it. So I'm going to go to my sounds tab at the bottom, and I will load up some sounds that will be provided to you as well. And I'm just going to grab a couple of these electronic effects that I grabbed earlier. And we'll add a new behavior, play sound. So I'll do it before the destroy. Sound value, that allows you to choose anything in your sound library. I'll try FX8 for now. I should actually go here and just play them. So either one will work. So let's just give that a try. So when I hit it, you can hear that I am getting some audio feedback. Okay, it's getting there. Probably a good time to save as well.